Here we go. It's there. What the hell are they up to?
And the Lord said, "Make unto me a burnt offering," and it was good in his sight. And behold, I bid you, renounce the devil and all his works, for thou shalt have no other God but me.
You going good? Having a bit of a bonfire, are we? Someone want to tell me what's going on here?
It is the work of the Lord, for he commands us to smite the unbeliever.
Well, I trust smiting doesn't constitute an assault, sir.
The good book says, "Mock not the words of the Lord, or thou shalt be cast into everlasting fire."
I hope that wasn't a threat, mate.
No, Constable. The threat is only to your immortal soul.
Well, that's a comfort. How are you?
Pastor Joel Turner.
Our information is that this house is occupied by Mrs. Kennedy.
It's the devil's spawn.
I thought she was a hairdresser.
She's a witch. And in a God-fearing society, she'd be burning in this bonfire along with her blasphemous books.
You bastard!
You burn in hell! What you have done! My daughter was a decent and God-fearing child until she met you!
Your daughter's 18!
What's going on? This woman has been
One
at a time,
thank you. Right, you first, Mr.
Joel Turner.
Pastor Joel Turner, Church of Perfect Life in Widgery.
What seems to be the problem, Pastor?
My daughter Prudence, this woman has led her into evil.
Well, what's she done exactly?
I found this filth in my daughter's room. Well, don't try to deny it. Your name's on the subscription label.
Why would I want to? It's only a magazine!
Take him into the interview room.
You have no truck with the devil, Sergeant. Be sure that God is watching you.
Now, Miss Kennedy.
It's Mrs. First name's Siobhan. It's S-I-O-B-H-A.
H-A-N, yes, I'm not Irish for nothing. What's this really about?
You mean apart from Joel Turner being a pig-ignorant bigot who thinks any independent woman must be in league with the devil?
Leaving aside this witchcraft nonsense...
Look, Sergeant, I'm a witch, OK? The way you're a Catholic or Baptist or whatever you are. It's my religion. And it's not nonsense.
I've got a duty of care to my flock. I needed to make certain that my suspicions were right.
Suspicions of what exactly, sir?
That the woman entrapped my daughter, Prudence. That she's engaged in witchcraft.
I've got to tell you, sir, I don't think that defence will stand up in court.
Look, Turner's got a bat in his belfry about his daughter. Bianca's a good kid.
I thought he said her name was Prudence.
If you were 18 and your name was Prudence, wouldn't you want to change it? Anyway, she just wants a bit of fun out of life. She talks to me. People do.
Are you a counsellor?
No, I'm a hairdresser. Damn near same thing nowadays. Cheaper than therapy.
No, I haven't seen you around town.
I'm mobile. You know, housebound mums, old ladies, hospital visits. Have scissors, will travel.
It's a bit up front.
I am.
Micah 5:12 says it quite clearly, and I shall cut off witchcraft out of thy hand. I had to protect my daughter.
Mrs. Kennedy says that Prudence simply confided in her. Women's business. I understand your wife lives elsewhere.
Yes, well, a good woman is above rubies. Prudence's mother was flighty.
I don't think you appreciate the seriousness of your position, Mr. Turner.
A man has to do as his God directs, Sergeant.
You broke into that woman's home, destroyed some of her possessions. Criminal damage alone carries a possible penalty of 10 years imprisonment.
10 years.
Then there's burglary, theft, threatening behaviour.
But that would mean... who'd protect Prudence, look after my parish?
Unless you can persuade Mrs. Kennedy not to proceed.
Well, the man's a bully. He'll take it as a sign of weakness.
I'll make it a condition of any agreement that they stay right away from you. It's not easy being the father of a teenage daughter.
Well, if you're willing to guarantee my safety.
I don't think I'll give you any more trouble, especially if you don't provoke him.
I provoke him by breathing.
If you take this to court, you'll attract the attention of every bigot for miles around. Is that what you want?
Guess I'll leave martyrdom to the Christians.
It's pretty cute, actually. No warts or anything. Tongue like a laser beam, though.
Can't see why anyone would get mixed up in it myself. I have mute toe frog Wool of bat and tongue of dog.
Ruff. Dancing naked in the moonlight. Sounds good to me.
Oh, Adam.
Hello, Dad.
Siobhan!
How's your mum?
Oh, she's all right, you know.
Maybe try some aromatherapy next time I'm over to
She
do it.
would love that. She's the witch.
Yeah.
Oh, Adam, get a life.
Mr. Turner has agreed to pay for the damage to your property.
And to stay away from me in future?
How much?
Put it away. I'll send you a bill when I've worked it all out. Repairs to the door, replacing my books, and I want to have the place thoroughly cleaned.
You did break into her house. You're getting off lightly.
Yes, all right.
Then there's the apology.
I acted unwisely. I apologize.
Accepted.
G'day.
You look nice.
Ta.
What are you drinking?
Oh, nothing. I'm late. I'm due at Ronan's for dinner. Chris, can I have 2 bottles of the grey label Cabernet Sauvignon, please? Well, what? Or just because your tastes don't run to anything more sophisticated than Chateau Cardboard, PJ?
Well, at least I'm honest about it.
Meaning? Kellerman's not what he appears to be, man. PJ, why should I believe that? You never liked the guy.
No, hang on. No, that's not the point. Now, if he was the right guy for you,
Peach?
I'd be up there cheering.
Well, PJ, start cheering. He's the right guy for me.
For God's sake, Maggie,
PJ?
the guy's married.
Chris?
Here's another one.
Great.
Maggie, dinner's almost ready. Coq au vin? Thought you'd like that. What? What's up? Hard day at the office. Friend is particularly offensive.
Why didn't you tell me you were married? Well?
I didn't think it was important.
Obviously not to you.
I wanted to tell you, but it all happened so fast between us. There was never a right time.
Why couldn't you have just been honest with me?
Well, I know this sounds like a cliche, but my wife and I have an arrangement.
Really?
She has her career, I have mine. There are children to think of, but we each have our own friends.
How very convenient.
Maggie, look at me, Maggie. The truth is, I didn't tell you because I was afraid of losing you. I am afraid of losing you. Caroline and I have a business arrangement. But you, I love you, Maggie. I want to be with you. That has never been a lie. Never.
I'll have that scotch now, thank you. You ever tried to tell Patsy anything? It's like having a discussion with a combine harvester.
Just try it.
She, you know, it's like feeding babies and looking after them as some sort of female mystery that I couldn't possibly hope to understand.
So, how are her family getting on without her?
They're probably living on pizzas and TV dinners half their life.
That's the wrong attitude, mate. I mean, they must be missing her terribly. I mean, you can't be selfish. She's been a tremendous help, but you've just got to try and manage without her.
No, she'd never buy it. Would she? Patsy, we need to have a bit of a talk.
Oh, that'd be a first. Don't know why Nell put up with you going off in a huff like that.
I just went for a walk. It helps with the digestion.
Oh, don't start going on about my cooking again. It was good enough to raise 3 healthy kids on, and Jim never complains.
Yeah, well, Jim never complains about anything.
What?
Nothing. I'm just going to say goodnight to Sam.
Leave him be. I've just got him settled.
He's my grandson, and I want to see him.
And I'll be the one who has to get him back off to sleep again.
Look, he's not your exclusive property, you know. Ever since you've been here, I hardly get to see him.
So that's all the thanks I get for coming to help you out. You know, if you'd brought Anna up properly, she'd be here now where she belongs.
Well, at least she's given me a grandchild, not like your mob, still bludging at home. Where are you going?
Home.
Oh, Patsy, look, I didn't mean... Patsy... Bloody hell.
All right, Dash, you're going to be right to do the road safety talk at Primary.
There before my legs, Maggie.
Exciting stickers, yep.
Can one of you warm this up for me, please?
No, I've got to go. Can't keep the kids waiting. So, Patsy off for the day, she
Patsy is off full stop. Come back to the family.
Oh. Well, how are you going to manage?
I'll manage, don't worry. Yeah, hello, Susan Croydon, please. Oh, when do you expect her back? Yeah, OK, yeah, just say her father called, yeah? Yeah, OK, yes, it is important. Yeah. OK, thank you. Can I have my thumb back? Hey, I'm going to hang up the phone now. Can I have it back? Oh, you're a bit too strong, aren't you? Hey, a bit too strong enough?
Look, I'm sorry about last night. But you would have found out sometime.
Right, and that gives you the right to go poking your nose into my life, does it?
I was concerned, Maggie. You know, we're friends.
No, PJ, this has nothing to do with concern. You have wanted to wreck this relationship from the beginning.
Oh, there was just something about that bloke that didn't gel.
Crap. You have had it in for him from day one.
Well, you got to admit that I was right.
You wouldn't know the first thing about it.
Well, I know that he was married. I know he tried to... Well, have you broken it off with him?
There you go again.
Thanks.
No, it is none of your business, all right? None of your business. Excuse me.
Nick and Adam just called in. Report of a suspicious death on the Widgery Road. Some local kid just called it in.
Double tall and trouble, eh? Young William here found the body.
Oh, any idea who she was?
No, I've never seen her before.
Okay.
Homicide and forensics are on their way.
Adam, careful. Oh, Jesus.
What do you reckon, that's 17, 18?
Yeah, about Dash's age.
This looks like flour.
Always pays to have a woman on board, Cooper. They notice these things.
Can you smell something?
Hmm? No, it's probably the flowers. It's a bit bizarre, isn't it?
No sign of a struggle or violence. It's a bit cyanos, though.
Oh. Well, rigour has set in. It was a cold night.
Yeah, well, the autopsy will show us a bit more. See if drugs were involved.
There's no note, no pill bottle. Bloody strange way to die, though.
Yeah, I agree. And even if it was a drug overdose, it may not have been self-administered. Roman Kellerman's out this way, isn't he?
Hmm.
Well, he's a bit of an expert with this kind of kinky stuff. Perhaps we could get him to look at the scene while it's still fresh.
Well, we're happy to work with Professor Kellerman. Aren't we, Max?
Well, I worked with him before. He's good value.
So I've heard.
Yeah, take quite a few people to do it, I think 20 or 30.
Yeah, not a word from her. Well, I was hoping you might have heard something. Oh, I don't know, gimpy, I suppose. No, I don't want you coming home. No, you keep up your uni. I'll manage. Yeah, just let me know if you hear anything from your sister, will you? Yeah, OK, Susie. Yeah, bye-bye, love. Bye.
No luck?
Can I help you, McKinley?
Oh, I think someone might need a change. You know?
You know something about babies, do you?
15 nephews and nieces at last count.
15? You hear that? 15?
Look, I might know someone who could give you a hand. She's a sole parent. She needs a bit of extra cash.
What, a friend of yours?
It's not like that. She's good with kids. Would you like a phone number?
Rough night, Rome. I've been working, PJ. Ah.
Mojo bag.
No? What's that?
It's worn to bring luck or money or whatever, depends what's inside. The body's lying north-south. Yep. Your people found any traces of incense or bread or salt?
I'll get them to check. So tell us a bit more about the circle.
Oh, it's drawn in flour, I imagine. It's not salt or chalk. Soil samples will probably show traces of wine as well. Her clothes are probably over there.
That's right. So are you confirming this is a ritual killing?
Or death in very curious circumstances, anyway. Maggie, what are your conclusions? I've been tutoring Constable Doyle.
I wouldn't want to make any conclusions until the autopsy's results come back.
How wise and cautious of you. But sometimes you need to take a risk. Live life with a sense of adventure, eh?
Oh, excuse me.
Sergeant Croydon.
You're Dash's friend.
Oh, you're expecting a kid in torn jeans on rollerblades? Heather Michaels. I'm an old family friend of the McKinleys.
Oh, I see. Dash has explained the situation.
Your grandson needs care during work hours. At your place or mine?
Well, mine by preference.
Well, as long as you don't mind a rambunctious 3-year-old tearing around your garden. Josh is a bit of a handful.
Oh, well, there's plenty of garden to charge around in, and a dog, too.
That sounds ideal.
Good, eh? When can you start?
Whenever you like.
It's a love charm. The ritual was probably a piece of sex magic gone wrong.
Sex magic?
If the young woman was, shall we say, overstimulated, her heart may have given out.
Overstimulated?
Use your imagination, PJ. Drugs may have been involved as well.
Oh, it sounds pretty bizarre to me.
Human behaviour often is.
So can you profile a suspect for us?
Well, whoever made the charm knew what she was doing.
She?
It's women's magic.
So you reckon this is a lesbian?
What I'm saying is feminist witches, Dianics, want nothing to do with men. Now, if you'll excuse me, you caught me on the hop this morning. I'd like to go home and get cleaned up.
Sure, thanks for coming.
I noticed you hadn't shaved this morning.
Looks like we might have an ID on the body. Ron from the milk bar says it fits the description of his assistant.
Are you bringing in her relatives?
Yeah, Nick's getting her dad now. Looks like we know him.
Mr. Turner, I'm Senior Detective Hashem. This is Detective Senior Sergeant Cox from Homicide.
Homicide? What do you think? Prudence was murdered?
That's what we're here to try and establish.
She was a bad asthmatic. I just assumed.
Some of the circumstances may support that, yes.
Well, what are you saying? Where was she found? What was she doing?
I'm sorry, we won't have the answers to any of those questions until after the autopsy.
Autopsy? I'm sorry, I can't allow that.
We have to establish the way your daughter died.
You're saying she died in suspicious circumstances?
Senior Detective Hashem tells me that you've made certain allegations against a woman called Siobhan Kennedy.
Yes. Yeah. You think she had something to do with this?
Well, we think your daughter might have been involved in certain activities.
I warned you. I warned you. Thou shalt not suffer a witch to live.
Just a hairdresser, for heaven's sake.
You're a witch. Said so yourself.
We don't go for human sacrifice. We leave that to the Satanists.
Oh, there's a difference, is there? You know, I love this place. Beautiful. What's this?
My altar, leave it alone.
What are these?
Aromatherapy oils.
Unusual candles.
Huh?
The candles.
Yeah.
Unusual.
I get them from the church supply shop at St David's. As used by witches and Catholics all over Victoria.
You've got a daughter. How would you feel if she died like that?
Pretty much the way you're feeling, I guess.
She was a pure and a decent girl until she met that woman. Look, all I want is justice. A witch has to be punished for what she's done.
Of course I knew she had asthma. That's why she made contact with me in the first place. She wanted to get off her medication.
And you told her to do so?
Oh, too dangerous. But reducing stress levels helps. I lent her a book on meditation.
That's it?
We talked. She was quite psychic. And that fool of a father told her it was a gift from the devil. Terrified her, poor kid. That didn't help the asthma either.
Mm. So what else did you talk about?
Getting a life. Getting away from home. Men, of course.
Did you make this up for her?
She had a crush on some guy who came into where she worked.
Right, so this stuff, love potions, is supposed to make this guy fall in love with her.
It was supposed to make her feel able to attract him. That's how it works. Simple psychology.
So what do you know about this, what was it? Sex magic?
Probably not as much as you do.
Get into it yourself a bit.
Why? Make me an offer?
Did you meet Prudence Turner in the Widgery yesterday evening?
Bianca? No, I had other commitments.
Right, so where were you?
Out until about 9:30, then at home.
Can anyone verify that at all?
No, I was
Any
alone.
phone calls, friends, any messages?
Look, what's
anybody
this all
drop in?
about? If her father's saying I told her to go off the asthma medication, then he's lying.
No, it's much more serious than that. You see, Prudence Turner's death is all the marks of a ritual killing.
Elaine Cox called while you were out. Faxed up a preliminary autopsy report on Prudence Turner.
Yeah? Oh, natural causes?
Inconclusive. Death due to respiratory failure.
Right, but not necessarily an asthma attack.
Well, it's something to do with absence of mucus in the airways. If it was asthma, it was sudden and severe.
Right, so we could still be looking at a homicide investigation. Oh, boss, is Elaine coming back?
A couple of other things to clear up first.
Right. No traces of drug overdose. Stomach is empty except for a quantity of red wine.
Yeah, which could have caused the attack. Sometimes the preservatives in the red wine can lead to an allergic reaction.
First time she had sex.
A virgin, huh?
Yeah.
Poor kid.
Put you off for life, wouldn't it? Here we go. No semen in the vagina, but traces of condom lubricant. So much for Roman's lesbian ritual killing theory. I'm just saying there's other options, that's all.
Well, I think it's pretty obvious that we should be casting the net wider than Siobhan Kennedy, don't you think?
Powers of air, blow this wish from me. Powers of earth, still wish away. Powers of fire, go away! Powers of air,
Take your effigy, your bonfire, your crosses, your black clothes, and your hisses. You go back to where you came from. Clean that up, all right?
Whatever happened to thou shalt not thy name?
Yes. Well, if you'd been and arrested her in the first place, we wouldn't have to be here.
Right, Mrs. Kennedy, you okay? You okay? You're right, come out here, will you? I take it you want to press charges? All right, Jane.
Go away from me! Get away from me!
All right, come on, give something you can. Give something you can, come on. Come on, calm down a bit. All right, look, we'll get you to the hospital, okay? Come on, let's get you to the hospital. Come on, just sit down over there, will you?
I don't know. It looks too stagey. It's too tidy, like it's been set up. I mean, there's no scuff marks on this circle for one thing.
Last night, was it a windy night?
It wasn't exactly a howling gale, but there's a good breeze.
Yeah, but if there was a wind, it would have blown wax. It would have blown wax everywhere. There's nothing here.
Yeah, and how long would the candles have stayed alight anyway?
Unless they came from somewhere else.
Look, I demand to see Sergeant Croydon. Where is Sergeant Croydon?
He can't stand Siobhan Kennedy.
Yeah, perfect opportunity to set her up, I suppose. Or, you know, he wouldn't be the first bloke to ever sexually interfere with his own
Let's have a
daughter.
chat to him.
There was no sign of a struggle. She was neither forced or compelled, and there was no
What do you
bruising.
say? My daughter went of her own free will.
Well, that's one conclusion.
Because she wouldn't do that. She wouldn't do that because she'd be risking eternal damnation.
The other possibility, Mr. Turner, is that she had an asthma attack and somebody moved her to make it look like a ritual kill.
But
we were hoping you might be able to shed a
What are
bit
you
of light on
suggesting?
that.
You're suggesting that I had something. You are suggesting that I had something to do with
No,
this.
I'm not suggesting anything, Mr. Turner, but you have to think who'd like to see Siobhan Kennedy behind bars.
Oh, you're obviously in her clutches.
Now, what
I shall
happened-
pray for you, Detective.
Don't point
I
at-
shall
don't
pray
point at
for
me.
you.
What happened when you got home
The
last
Lord is
night,
my
Mr.
shepherd.
Turner?
I've already told you this.
No, I'm
I've
saying
already
you
told you
got
this is
home-
harassment.
I'm
You
saying
tell him
you
this
got
is
home
harassment.
last night.
This
I'm
is
saying that
harassment.
You got home last
The Lord
night
is
and
my
you
shepherd.
found little Prudence in
I
bed
shall not
with somebody
what
else.
you
Isn't
say.
that right?
The Lord
And you went into a
is
terrible
my
rage. And when you went into
shepherd.
a
I shall
rage, she
not-
had an asthma attack and she died. Isn't that right, mister?
No,
Hey? She had an asthma attack and she died. Then you tried to blame
It's a
Siobhan
lie.
Kennedy.
That is a lie. It is a terrible lie. You've got no evidence.
We have evidence that your
No
daughter
evidence.
was with a man before she died.
No, because you see, my Prudence, she was pure. Prudence, she was
Oh,
pure.
you mean she was a virgin? Well, we have evidence to suggest otherwise, Mr. Turner.
She was pure. My Prudence, she lived her life by the teachings of our Lord, and I will not have you slander her name. I won't. I won't.
Let him go.
Could just be in deep denial, I don't know.
The poor bastard didn't know what day it was. You're lucky to get anything else out of him.
Okay, now if Siobhan didn't do it and we eliminate Joel Turner, then we...
Could be anyone else.
But wouldn't you need to know something about witchcraft
No, not
first?
necessarily. Have a squiz.
What's this?
Now look,
Encyclopedia of Demonology and Witchcraft.
Nick found it in the bookstore around the corner. I thought it'd be a good background, yeah.
Professor Killerman's here to have a chat to you.
Thanks, Nick.
Come on in, Professor.
Roman!
PJ, Maggie, what can I do for you?
Well, we're just broadening our investigation of the Prudence Turner matter.
Broadening it? You haven't ruled out ritual killing?
No, not at all. We just wondered if a book like that could be used by someone for her death in the ritual killing.
Well, technically possible, I suppose.
Not likely?
Well, it would require practical knowledge. I wouldn't dismiss the Kennedy woman too quickly. Now, if you don't mind, I'm in a bit of a rush.
Yeah, okay. Well, thanks for coming in, Roman. I'll show you out. Straight into the way.
What's that load of garbage doing here?
Hey?
The book.
Oh, you must be the witch.
You must be the witch finder.
Have we met before?
Not this time round. I told you Joel Turner should be locked up.
He's being charged with assault now and will be opposing bail.
Well, his followers are as mad as he is. What about them?
Have you got a friend you could stay with?
Now let those bastards drive me out of my house. No way. I want protection.
We haven't got the manpower.
Oh, you want my death on your conscience, do you?
Be careful, Sergeant. She might put a hex on you.
Look, maybe you should stay somewhere else for a couple of nights. I can have a talk to Chris Riley at the Imperial Hotel.
No, thanks. I'll make my own arrangements. Good to know who your friends are.
We've got to get a statement off you.
I'll come back tomorrow.
I told you she'd hex you.
I want to be careful. These things come in threes, you know.
Don't be stupid. Just get back to work, will you? Clean that up, Cooper.
Heather, it's me, Tom Croydon. I'm home. I just...
Fancy. Where's Heather?
That flippity gibbet. I sent her away.
You what?
Sam needs to be looked after by family, not some stranger.
I thought she was very nice.
Well, what would you know? Anyway, I've come back. After all, blood is thicker than water.
You sure your family can manage without you?
Oh, I've restocked the freezer with casseroles. They'll be right.
Just go and get changed.
What on earth have you done to your shirt?
Oh, I caught it on a nail. It's been one of those days.
I've got a lovely dinner waiting for you. A nice big tuna salad. With alfalfa sprouts. We'll get that weight off you yet, Tommy.
If Siobhan did it, how do we explain the condom lubricant?
I don't know. Witches have covens. Maybe somebody else had sex with the girl.
Let's have another chat with Roman, huh?
Thanks, I just made coffee.
About the case, all right? Are you coming or what? Come on.
Sorry, I don't understand. Does Siobhan Kennedy have an alibi?
Well, no, not one that we can corroborate.
There are just a few loose ends, and we're trying to put things into context.
Well, 2 nights ago it was dark moon, so if she does run a coven, they would almost certainly have met.
What's this dark moon business?
No moon in the sky. Traditionally a time of great power, usually of a negative kind. What you might call black magic.
Do you mind if I use your bathroom?
You know where it is.
What are these?
Aromatherapy oils.
Maggie, can I get you a coffee or something?
No, we've got to get going.
What's up? Wait, Doyle, what's up? Did you find out what you wanted?
Shut up. Just shut up. Tim. He did it. He killed Prudence Turner. Go.
Yeah, it's an unusual smell, so.
PJ, I found it at Roman's. The bottle must have slipped underneath the bed.
Ah, so that's what you're doing.
PJ, I don't know what I was expecting to find there. It's just that he has seemed, he's been too helpful. He's too anxious for us to accept that witchcraft theory of his,
Yes,
you know?
I still don't understand
When
what
he
this
came
proves.
to look at the body, I smelled that same perfume on him. Now, at first I thought that it was aftershave, but that didn't make sense because he hadn't shaved yesterday morning, you remember?
Yeah, I know, but you can't put a smell in the witness box.
Yeah, maybe not. But I think I know where that oil came from.
This is one of mine. Damiana, oak moss, apricot and jasmine. I call the blend aphrodisia. Packs quite a punch.
And you're sure it's yours?
The Damiana oil's like a signature. I have to import it.
Do you make up a lot of it?
Special order only.
Did you make some up for Prudence Turner?
There was a bottle in the bag I made for her.
Why didn't you tell us?
You didn't ask. I didn't know it might be important.
Did she say anything about this bloke she was trying to attract?
Not really. He wasn't local. I think that was part of his appeal. And I had the idea he was older.
How old?
Who knows? To a teenager, old is over 30. 40 is geriatric.
Ron, what time did she finish here on Tuesday?
6:30. And she left on foot?
Did she have a boyfriend, do you know?
No, Dad had made sure of that.
Anyone she might have had a crush on, mate?
Well, there's this one fella comes in for bread and milk. Used to get all giggly around him.
Did you get his name?
Sorry. I reckon he was a townie, though.
Oh. Can you describe him?
Well turned out, 30, 35 maybe. Oh, yeah, and he's a ginger top.
There might still be traces of this oil on a girl's skin.
All right, we'll get a warrant. We'll check the bottle for prints. Was there a label on the bottle?
No.
Mags, we only have Siobhan's evidence. We don't have a case yet.
The candles, PJ. Roman likes candlelight. I'm pretty sure that I have seen candles at his place like we found at the crime scene.
But Siobhan has the same candles. I mean, we don't have any proof.
Do you really think that I want it to be him? Now, you just think about it for a minute. Who's been pushing this ritual killing line? I mean, it's a classic double bluff.
Right, so by saying the killing happened elsewhere is to take our attention off it.
Yeah, with Siobhan Kennedy conveniently on hand as a suspect.
He knows her, like it's a grudge thing.
No, not necessarily. I mean, I think the girl probably talked about Siobhan and she's just, as I said, convenient.
No, I don't get it, but why kill her? Why kill her?
PJ, he probably didn't intend to. The girl was a virgin. She probably had second thoughts. She tried to cry out. He puts a hand over her mouth to stop her crying out. Look, he's adventurous in bed, all right? Who knows what went wrong?
No, he said it himself. The girl could have been overstimulated. Her heart gave out. Jesus, poor bugger died.
Absolute rubbish. I hardly even knew the girl.
Yeah? Well, it's not what a boss said.
She flirted with me, that's all. I may have flirted back.
And you're absolutely sure that nobody saw you pick her up?
Has someone come forward?
One of the things you taught me, Professor. Every contact leaves its traces. It's just a matter of finding them.
In other words, you have nothing, so let's just forget this foolishness and I will
Sit
get back.
down, we haven't finished with you yet.
We have a warrant to search your house.
You won't find
Oh, I wouldn't
anything.
count on that if I were you. Do you remember the mojo the girl was wearing around her neck? The little bottle of oil? Didn't you ever wonder what happened to that?
Oil. Well, there may be some... You might find some oil, but it's not Bianca's. It's got nothing to do with her. It's mine.
Not whose. I'm sorry,
The girl's?
Well, you know that name, though, Roman. Bianca.
Well, that is her name, isn't it?
No, Roman. We only ever called her Prudence. The name Bianca belonged to her little fantasy world, a world of witches and mojos and love potions. Like the one I found under your bed.
Yes, all right, Maggie. Very good. You passed with flying colours.
Thank you. So what happened? Were you surprised to find out that the girl was a virgin, Roman?
No, that had nothing
Did she try to
do
back
with
out
it.
at the last minute? Was it rape? Is that why you killed her?
No, she was willing. She was eager
Oh,
for
no,
it.
now, Professor, such a dreadful cliche.
Sometimes cliches are true. Look, you had just broken it off. I was angry, frustrated. I went for a drive. Bianca was walking along the road. I felt like some company, so I offered her a lift. We came back to the house. We had a few drinks. Things developed. You know how things develop, don't you, Maggie?
Well, she died, Roman. Just how did that develop?
She stopped breathing.
Just like that, huh?
Just like
Did you
that.
try to revive her?
Of course.
Did you call a doctor or an
I
ambulance if
did.
you had that girl might still be alive,
It was too late.
Roman?
Listen to me. It was too late, Maggie. 1 minute she was alive and the next she was dead.
So why did you move the body?
I wanted to avoid scandal.
So you set it up to look like a ritual killing. Let somebody else take the blame, huh?
I didn't seriously believe the Kennedy woman would be convicted. And besides, it gave me a chance to find out how apt a pupil you were, Maggie. And you've done very well. Only your conclusions are wrong. I didn't actually kill the girl.
Well, you'll have your chance to argue that in court, won't you?
All right, Maggie, congratulations. All you can charge me with is failure to report. It's nothing.
It's our belief that the girl was murdered.
This is ridiculous. You are not seriously going to charge me with homicide.
Oh, you just watch me.
I understand your wife's the top barrister, mate. Maybe she can get you out of this one.
Oh, but not before the whole world hears about it first.
Maggie?
Roman Kellerman, I am charging you with the murder of Prudence Turner. I must inform you that you are not obliged to say anything, but that anything you say or do may be used in evidence. Do you understand? Do you understand?
Perfectly.
It's a bit of bad luck.
Paul Augusta.
My Alyssa's been going out with this boy for 12 months. If it hadn't been for the work situation. Anyway, now that he's been offered a wonderful job in Port Augusta, he's asked her to marry him.
And you've got to get home for the wedding. Oh, look, I'm absolutely delighted. For Alyssa, of course. We'll miss you.
Did you in South Australia Monday week? But if you can't manage...
Yeah, no. I mean, you know, like the most important thing at the moment for you is family. I wouldn't want anything to stand in the way.
You sure?
Absolutely. You get home and have a wonderful wedding. A wonderful, wonderful...
Well, go on. Eat your smoked cod.
Here's the brief.
Thanks. You're really good today, Max.
He'll get off with failure to report, won't he?
Won't do his career any good.
Be forgotten about in 6 months.
Maggie. Honestly, are you okay about this?
Just leave it.
No. Look, I know that you were really involved with that guy, and I'm really sorry that this happened.
So I've got no judgment. Is that it?
No, I didn't.
Whereas
I
all
didn't
your
say
bimbos
that.
are totally beyond reproach, aren't they?
What bimbos?
You know, you are so full of yourself. Do you know that?
Listen, now you listen to me. I thought you'd want to know that the guy was married. I thought I was doing you a favour by telling you this.
You couldn't wait to tell me, could you? Do you honestly think that it didn't matter to me? I tell you what, you don't know me at all, and so much for that so-called friendship
Obviously,
we had.
I made a mistake because I
let
thought
me
we
tell
had
you
a
something.
friendship.
Sex may
I thought I was
dominate your
doing you
life,
a
but it
favour.
doesn't dominate mine. And if you stay out of my way and you stay out of my life,
Look, Maggie.
just leave me alone,
Maggie,
PJ. Leave
listen
me
to me.
alone.
Listen, don't.
Study hard. It's in your shirt.
Bye, Sergeant.
You wait, you.
Is PJ in yet?
Why, was it important, Mark?
No, we just had a bit of a discussion.
That's good, because he's gone.
Where's he gone?
I don't know, but he must have told DDI a good story because he's taken off on his annual leave a week early.